Yes, I want your opinion on Tom Brady eventually, but let me start with the Chargers. Shorthanded Chargers. I was watching the game on the big screen at Raymond James Stadium. By the way, who's Raymond James? I feel like I've known this stadium forever, but I never did the research on who is Raymond James. I'm going to figure that out. But there was a big screen next to the pirate ship. I did not walk to the pirate ship, Fernando. I was too lazy. I should have. I missed out. But on the big screen, I saw the Chargers and the Falcons going at it, doing what they usually do. Nobody wanted to win the game, it felt like at times. Fumble from Eckler, fumble from the guy in the Falcons who recovered. Justin Herbert goes down the field, 22-yard strike to Josh Palmer. Game-winning field goal for Cameron Dicker. You know where Cameron Dicker was for training camp, Fernando?
On the Rams?
Yep, you got it. So I know the name very well. He was competing to be a punter, not a kicker. So,
oh, wow.
Dicker the kicker was a punter at a time. So that was kind of cool to see. And I'm going to say, Fernando, I said on this program here a week ago, no Keenan, no Mike, but this is a game where Justin Herbert's going to be Superman and have one of those games as a quarterback where you just do enough to lift your teams because the great ones do that. And you guys have been hating on Justin Herbert, Emmanuel Acho, right?
Yeah, Emmanuel Acho, not me.
I didn't say that. Was Emmanuel.
Oh, okay,
Acho.
I was about to say I'm out here
I was setting you up
people trying to crap on me and shit for
check out the video.
That's BS. And you know what's funny is that I kind of did take a couple of shots at him on What's Up Bolts because I was like, so I know this pisses off Emmanuel Acho, but Justin Herbert actually did X, Y, and Z. But you know what's funny is that speaking of that, I told Daniel if Justin Herbert does win on Sunday with no Keenan Allen, no Mike Williams, this is gonna be him.
Cameron Dicker and Justin Herbert after the win. After their
that's more Daniel and Justin Herbert, but it would. I mean, literally, like watching the dude operate, I was like, dude, I feel bad. Like I joked with Jeff Miller. I'm like, Jeff, they may ask you and Pop to play quarterback this week, and I know some of the fans out there would love to see Pop play receiver. I know they cheer for him 100% down the way, but Pop's gonna love that. But I definitely thought that I'm like, okay, they could win this, but I just thought with all the injuries that they had, I just thought it would be tough. But yeah, no, I mean they got the win. They're 5-3, one game behind the Chiefs, and they're still in it. They're the 7th seed right now. If the playoffs ended today, and I think they would. Where would they go? They would. Oh, I think they'd play Kansas City in Kansas City.
Yeah, and I don't want to get too much into analyzing this game because it was one of those games where you just needed to win the game. Like you were so banged up. You're on the road playing a kind of whatever team. Just get the win and get out of there. And that's what they did. So I analyzed the bad later. And also, it was good to see Josh Palmer because I covered him his rookie year, and I saw so much potential in training camp. And it just took him a while to do something, and I felt like he finally had that game. So good for Palmer and Justin Herbert. I think he quiet people for at least one more week.
If they were the 7th seed and they went into Kansas City and they had Mike, Keenan, and let's say Joey back, that'd be a really good. That'd be a fun matchup to watch. Like you get that opening weekend of the playoffs, that'd be so much fun to watch. Yeah, but Gilbert, I was more interested in your game, to be honest. Yeah, that was the one I wanted to watch. I wanted to see what the Rams could do, how they were going to answer after all these losses that they've taken. How are they going to answer against Tom Brady, who they're reeling too? They're 3-5. They look like literally like it looked like the Rams were going to stand in there like Clubber Lang and they were going to knock out Rocky Balboa, take them down, and that's it. The Patriots, damn, I always do that. It looked like the Buccaneers would almost be done for the year, and they survive. The Cooper Kupp play where he slides and then and the clock keeps on running. Then they decide to run up the ball up the middle, even though they hadn't been running. Well, Darrell Henderson, I guess, ran the ball well. But right there, Tampa Bay stops them. They get the ball back, and Tom Brady does what Tom Brady does best. He scores a touchdown, wins the game. I loved what he said after the game, though. That was effing awesome. I was like, there you go. There's Tom. I mean, I think he was so happy
to get that win, man. Like he needed that after the divorce.
He needed that because one, it's incredible to me how many people hate Tom Brady. Like people want to see his downfall, and I'm kind of like, dang, dude, like really, like he's just Tom Brady. I mean, yeah, he was married to a supermodel and everything, but damn, like y'all have that much hate for him. So I mean, I guess. I mean, I feel like some of these guys just have like him, Cristiano Ronaldo. Some of these guys just have so much hate on them just because they win so much that people want to see their demise. And I'm like, damn, dude, okay. But it was funny because we were at a Thanksgiving event and somebody asked me, do you think Tom Brady's finished, right? And I'm like, no. What do you mean? And I'm like, he could play after this year. They're like, how? I'm like, oh my God, he could go easily to the Raiders and go play for the Raiders with Devontae Adams. And if they could load up and get some other pieces, he could still play. Oh, and I'm like, he could go to San Francisco. If they got him a couple of more pieces, he could still play. Like, he can still play. He can still go. The thing is, the offensive line has been terrible this year for Tampa Bay. Why? Because of all the injuries that they sustained. But this isn't about the how Tom Brady can revive his career. But
Tom Brady.
Well, I know, but the Rams just look lost. They look like they have no direction. It literally looks like and it's funny, Gilbert. Every time you tweet out about Allen Robinson, it looks like you're his advocate. You're his because you always like, that's the one thing you tweet out. You'll be like, Allen Robinson with a catch. 25-yard catch for Allen Robinson. I just started laughing. I'm like, yeah,
it's always one tweet.
I know, and he deserves some love. I'm like, but damn, dude, like the only person you look at is Cooper Kupp. If there's no one else, like it's like literally, it's like Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp are playing 1-2 against 11. So I don't know. I don't know what needs to change, but the Rams really after this season, because I think they're done. I think they're cooked. I think they're out of it. They need to look after this season at themselves and say, who the hell are we? I don't think they have an identity this year either. I mean, I know Cooper Kupp went off last year and he had an incredible season. They had OBJ. They had all these guys. But this year, that's not going to happen. You're not going to have Von Miller. You're not going to have OBJ. You need to look after this season and say, who are we? Like, who do we want to be? And that's going to be interesting to see what happens. Another question is Aaron Donald going to be back? Is he going to want to come back? There's a lot of questions. This team might not get any better even after this season. So it's going to be interesting to see what this team does moving forward. But
check out House of Horns and What's Up Bolts on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, go check out both of them. We will be having Cam Inman this week talking 49ers. I know he's been on House of Horns twice. He will complete the trifecta.
Damn.
By jumping on with me this week. Who do you guys have?
We're actually going to go back to Jose Romero, Arizona Republic Cardinals beat reporter. So, when we have the compas and you're a legit compa on the show, we usually like to ask you back. So, Cam and Jose, great ones this week.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I'm sure Cam and I will be talking taco shops in San Diego. So
there you go.
That'll be pretty interesting. All right, now let's go to Compas on the NFL. Gilbert, biggest takeaway of week 9?
Yeah, I should let Victor Producer speak his mind on this, but I'm tired of these Raiders, man. I put a fork in them. A month ago? People want to give them some life. They're not a good team. Oh, we're gonna bury them. Okay.
I thought that's what you're doing.
I said fork. You don't have like a fork sound? I don't know.
Oh.
Put a fork on them.
I have this.
That works too. There you go. Nah, get out of here. That's how much I don't know Christmas music. I don't know what the hell that was at the beginning. That shows you I'm not a fraud. Okay, I don't like the music. But then I got into something familiar. But Raiders, yes, they are cooked. And I remember looking at the screen at one point when they were up 17-0. I'm like, man, I picked the Jaguars. They're gonna screw me here. 4-0, by the way, 4-0 this week. And then later on, I see some tweets from Victor saying he's done with the Raiders. I look up, I'm like, oh my God, they're gonna blow it here. I don't know. I don't want to go on this because I hate when people give up on coaches for after 1 year or 2 years. But when they hired Josh McDaniels, I'm just scratching my head here, and I'm like, really, Josh McDaniels? Is like, I get it should be more about football. I know, sorry. You spent a whole
no, not you. I'm saying Josh McDaniels.
Oh, today on 60 Minutes, Josh McDaniels fired after half a season, replaced by a coach who's never coached in his life. Oh, that's a coach. Never mind. Replaced by Fernando. But yes, like I get you have to be like it's all about the X's and O's, right? Can you scheme out? Can you be a game manager? Can you be a leader of men, whatever that means? But to me, what went a long way is when he had the handshake with the coach. I'll be your coach, and then he ranks out like a week later. You can't trust.
Oh, with the Colts, I was talking about that. Well, over the weekend, saw our compa Adam Hill. I talked to him about that. I'm like, I'm so surprised that somebody else took a chance on him after that, because that was
you can't go back on that.
Remember, he was going to step on the private jet, and he got cold feet and decided to send the private jet. Then the private jet went to, I think, Philly, picked up Frank Reich and brought Frank Reich over to Indy. So
that's funny. It's a little full circle right now because the Patriots beat down the Colts over the weekend. But I don't know. These Raiders are I'm going to go easy on them because I think the Colts are a bigger clown show right now. But the Raiders with getting in bed with Josh McDaniels, you probably should have saw that coming. And then the whole Derek Carr thing for another year. I like them because of Devontae Adams and Darren Waller and Renfro, but for some reason they couldn't figure it out. And now you're stuck with McDaniels. There's like a bunch of reports about will he be fired? People are saying no, it's just noise, and you don't know what to believe anymore. But Raiders, you're done for the season. I don't want to hear from you until draft time.
It's funny. I think both of us have the same takeaway too, because I am
bearing
the Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers are done. They had 9 injuries, Gilbert, over the weekend. 9 players got injured. Did you see there was a terrible pass? So Bakhtiari was the extra lineman in red zone. Aaron Rodgers underthrows it and it gets picked off. Bakhtiari was naked in the end zone. He should have caught it, but he underthrew it. It was an interception. It's just bad football. And I mean, some people want to blame Aaron Rodgers, and I get it. But at the same time, man, I mean, it's everything. It's the organization. It is Aaron Rodgers. It's the organization. I just think you need a divorce after the season. I think it's done. I think they need to send him somewhere. Send him to New England. Send him back home to San Francisco. Maybe San Francisco can correct not drafting him a couple of years ago. Send him. I mean, I don't know if they'll send him in conference. What?
17 years. What do you mean a couple years?
Well, yeah, my bad. 17 years. Well, I can't remember. But I think that they need to right the wrong. They need to send him somewhere. Send him to the Raiders. I mean, well, there you'd have him, you'd have Herbert, you'd have Mahomes, and you'd have what's his name? E. coli Russ, who's cooking. Sierra, this beat is automatic. Y'all are gone. We are playing well. Yeah.
Did you set yourself up there, or was that Victor that did it? That was a nice.
No, that was Victor. That wasn't me. I was just talking. No, that was a good way.
The first Russell Wilson reference.
Oh yeah, I think he was waiting for a Russell Wilson reference. Yeah, no, definitely. But my bad.
It was a little fast. Can you do one more time? Can you play the video? I really enjoyed that video.
Sierra, this beat is automatic. Y'all are gone. We are playing well. Yeah. And they are. They're 6-3.
I think the year at the end really makes me laugh because you're really into it. You know what you just did. Like, oh, that was the greatest 4 seconds of music ever.
It's better than anything Sierra's released in the last few years.
Wow.
Well, I'm just saying.
What did she do besides just marry Russell Wilson?
That was the thing. She turned him into a bigger dork than what he already was.
Okay, that's fair.
You know that interview, dude, that interview after them winning in London, even that was cringe. And you know what the funniest part is? I thought, you know what? Because of the guy he is, and the guy that's on the airplane, and he's doing high knees on the airplane while everybody else is asleep. I thought, you know what? Russ is gonna get back into the lab. Him and Team 3, they're gonna be like the most electrifying man in the universe. They're gonna be clanging and banging and clanging and banging. But no, Russ was in Team 3, was in Cabo San Lucas all week. I don't know. I remember the last time somebody went to Cabo, Tony Romo and Jason Witten didn't go so well.
You mean Xavier McKinley from the Giants? Man, you saw that?
No, what happened?
He was going on I'm not really sure. It was like a jet ski or something touristy, and he got injured. And he's out for a couple of weeks, and he was in Cabo. ATVs, there we go. That's what like the producer said.
Well, there you go. No, don't go to Cabo. You gotta be clanging and banging and clanging and banging.
You go to Cabo, but
in front of the millions. What?
You go to Cabo to chill, but don't get on the ATV.
No, yeah, don't go on the ATV. No, but my bad. So I'm just going with it. I think Aaron Rodgers and the Packers
I was
need
still doing
to.
Aaron Rodgers. I forgot.
Yeah, I know. That's. I was like, why did I start talking about Russ? But yeah, they're basically cooked. They're done. Vikings, congratulations, you have won the NFC. The NFC North. It's incredible. They lost to the Detroit Lions, and that for MCDC and those guys, that was a big victory over Aaron Rodgers. So they were hyped about it. Yeah, man. We're gonna bite off kneecaps, man.
You hear him? He was like, "Oh, I'm really tired. I need to get a beer and kick back after that one."
Hey, there you go. He's just being honest.